Hi, Linda Bauman here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is another creative fold using the beautiful Easter Promise stamp set. This card is called a overlay trifold card, and I have already taken two pieces of the glorious grape and cut out with the dies from the Stitch So Sweetly, and also two pieces of Whisper White. I also have a piece of the Best Dressed Designer Series paper. This is a 6x6 stack of paper, and it has the shoes and lipstick on one side, but the other side has a beautiful floral, so we're going to be using that. I have a piece of Highland Heather. This measures 5.5 by 6 1/4, and a piece of Whisper White. This is 5 1/4 by 8. So we're first going to take this piece of cardstock and we're just going to score it in half. I could use my trimmer. I'm just going to be using my bone folder. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my trimmer to score the piece of Highland Heather. Again, this is 5.5 by 6 1/4, and along that 6 1/4 inch side, we are going to score it at 4 1/4. Get my cutting blade up, and we're going to go ahead and score. Grab that bone folder, that over. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that piece of Designer Series paper and I am going to add my snail and put it on the flap. This piece of Designer Series paper is 1 7/8 by 5 3/8. So it's just going to give us a nice tiny little border around our card. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take that Whisper White card base and we're going to place that inside card. So we've got our overlap, so it's a trifold overlap. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a scrap piece of paper. I'm going to grab the large crocuses. I'm using my Saddle Brown Stays On. Excuse me, I am not going to use my Saddle Brown Stays On. That was last week's video. I'm going to be using my Memento ink for this stamp set this time because I'm going to be using my blends. Again, Stays On when we watercolor, but Memento when we use our blends. So I've got the big crocus. Next, what I'm going to do is bring in that other piece of Whisper White. I'm going to use my rich razzleberry and I'm going to stamp the words. Then I'm going to go back in with that border of crocuses and stamp along the bottom. Going to grab my blends. I actually have the Purple Posy that I'm going to be using for my crocuses. So I'm just going to go in, color those. I so love that color Purple Posy. I wish we could have gotten an ink pad to work with it. Unfortunately, that just never happened, but we still have our blends, so that's good. So we're going to add, and I see I went out of the line. You're going to forgive me for that. With my purple, I'm going to go in and color them here. I could have spent the time beforehand and had them already done for you. I'm going to now go in and grab the dark of my purple posy just to add some shadowing. Leaving some white in there. Color that out. And then I'm going to bring my, I believe I have got Old Olive. Yes, Old Olive for my green. I'm going to just do the stems. I'm going to add some grass along the bottom. Watercolor it out. Now we're ready to actually assemble our card. Bring that card back in. I'm going to stamp the Happy Easter on the inside. Now, just a little tip. I don't know about you, but so many times I go to stamp the verse on the inside of my card and it ends up being crooked. So make it distinctively crooked so people know that you meant to make it that way. Then that way you don't have to worry whether it is straight or not. So I'm going to bring in those two pieces of Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to add the layering. These Stitch So Sweetly dies are great for layering, and they're great for this type of card. So what I'm going to do now, I want to place on the inside the verse, and I just want it as close to the center as I can make it. Now with this piece, I just need adhesive on this left side because of the overlay flap. I don't want too much adhesive. So we want to add that right on top. So we've got looking like so. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my butterfly punch, and I am going to take a piece of the Gorgeous Grape, and I'm going to punch out the big butterfly, and then I'm also going to use the So Very vellum and do the same thing. Punch the vellum, but I'm going to use the vellum, which is very faint, hard to see, but when I add it on top of the Gorgeous Grape, first off, I have a three-dimensional butterfly, but also I have a darker color. I'm going to go in and grab my bronze. You know what? Because I used my black, I'm going to use my black blend. I'm going to do a body. And then I am going to grab a rhinestone and put it right on the tip. Grab a glue dot and add it to the front of my card. And there you have a fun Easter card using the Easter Promise stamp set and with a creative fold using a double opening, triple fold with that overlay. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.